Here we go. Folks, welcome to an afternoon of baseball here at Hebron High School, where we have the Grapevine Mustang freshmen who are 12-2-3, 12 wins, 2 losses, and 3 ties, taking on the Hawks from Hebron High School. The Grapevine JV Red just wrapped up a victory against Hebron. I didn't see the final score. It was 9-1 late. I'm not sure what the final score ended up being. But let's talk about these freshman Mustangs, class of 2024. So far, Hebron has handed the Mustangs the only game that they really weren't in. In the first weekend of the season, Grapevine had a game against Joshua and Burleson, won both of those games. On the next day, Friday night, they played this Hebron team to a 2-2 tie. And then on Saturday, they went on to take on LD Bell and saw some fantastic pitching from LD Bell. Tied that game. I believe that was 2-2 or 1-1. And then took a trip from LD Bell over to Trinity and got throttled, really, 12-3 by this Hebron team. A little bit of a revenge grudge match, I guess, if you will, from the previous night. So the freshmen left that tournament with a 2-1-2 record and headed into the next weekend with Highland Park, invited to play in the Highland Park Freshman Invitational. And at the Freshman Invitational, the Mustangs played some top-line competition, including Flower Mound Marcus, South Grand Prairie, and Rockwall Heath, all top programs in the 6A, and ended up winning that tournament and taking the championship home. The Mustangs had a really great showing in that tournament. In the last game, tight game, championship game against Flower Mound Marcus, the Mustangs were down 2-0. Got the bases loaded late in the game. I believe it was the top of the 5th. Sammy Kelly came up with the bases loaded and absolutely cranked a shot over the right field wall over Clayton Kershaw's pitcher to put the Mustangs up 4-2. They went on to take the tournament championship game 4-3. Shift forward to the tournament with Keller ISD, and the Mustangs picked up 3 wins and got beat on the final day by a very strong Keller team out at Keller. So that puts us to today, where we are. After 2 games against Collier Heritage last week, where the Mustangs swept on Wednesday. Big hits from everybody on the team, and you may have seen some of the highlights that we produced on our Twitter channel. The Mustangs won both games handily and went into a Saturday game up in Denton to take on Denton Braswell. Everybody showed up in that game big, and the Mustangs prevailed. Then we came to this week, another set of tournament games, another set of district games on Wednesday night out at Northwest, where freshman pitcher Luke Bajaj threw a perfect game. I'm not sure I've ever been associated directly as a spectator with a perfect game, but faced 21 batters, struck out 13 of them. Some absolutely great defense on the infield by the Mustangs to preserve the perfect game, including a ball that was hit off of Luke's glove and picked up by Luke Schreier there, and ended up getting an out at first base. That was on Wednesday night. This is Saturday. It's another game, another time, another place. And the Mustangs are looking to face up against this Hebron team that delivered a loss to them early in the year and see how things go once the cylinders have been pumping. My name's Trey. This is on behalf of Tim. We're ready to go here at Hebron High School. This is Grapevine Mustangs baseball on Tradio. Well, the teams are warming up now. Mustangs on the bus ride over arrived later. The Hawks are already in their dugout, ready to go. I think the umpires probably went to the car in between games to change their gear, probably change positions. The guy in the field's going to probably take the plate, and the vice versa. The guy on the plate's going to be out in the field. So we're just moments away from live baseball. And let's go ahead and talk about how the Mustangs are going to do it today in terms of the lineup. The way they'll do it today, batting first, playing shortstop, is number 14, Brent Lee. Batting second, playing right field, is number 19, Brady Lane. Batting third, playing center field, number 9, Connor Bell. Batting fourth, number 34, the catcher, Ryan Williams. Batting fifth, number 16, the second baseman, Sammy Kelly. Batting sixth, number 31, the pitcher today, Leighton Towery. Batting seventh, number 23 for the Mustangs. And playing left field today, Taiga Takahashi. Batting eighth and wearing the number 8, playing third base today, Luke Pajaj. Batting ninth and wearing number 18, playing first base today, Jojo Kubo. And that's your starting lineup for the Mustangs. We'd like to thank our sponsor for today's game, Lee Law Firm. Helping good people through bad times. That's Lee Law Firm. Just saw a home plate umpire head down the track. He keeps looking back over his left shoulder. He doesn't know where his partner is. He's got his jug of water. And it's going to get warm today, folks. We're at 68 right now, but I think before this game's over, it'll be up around 80. And it gets kind of warm back there behind the plate. I know you guys understand what they're wearing behind the plate, but a lot of times there's a liner, there's shin guards, you got your protective armor underneath your shirt. You got a t-shirt under that, under the armor. You got a uniform you got to wear. When you're behind the plate, you have other protective gear below the waist. And then you got a helmet. And a lot of these umpires now are moving to the one-piece helmet to protect the back of their head on backswing situations. I know on the games that I umpire, I wear the hockey mask, and I actually prefer it. That hockey mask is a lifesaver. Trust me. All it takes is one guy that has a one-hand finish. And if you don't have the hockey mask protecting the back of your head, you're going to be down on the ground. And it's not fun. It's tough enough to worry about the baseballs that hit you when you're behind the plate. And having to worry about the back of your head is, even a worse issue. But you still got some traditionalists out there that like to wear the single cap and the single face mask, and usually those are lambskin. they're actually pretty comfortable on your face. But like I said, they're only going to protect that front portion and not the back or the side. So a lot of these umpires are moving to that single mask piece of equipment, and that thing gets hot. It's about 5 to 8 degrees added to your ambient temperature. You stack the guard on the front, the shin pads, the shin guards. Next thing you know, you got an extra 10 to 12 degrees of body temperature. You got to stay hydrated back there and got to take a few steps to move around to stay cool. But I see the home plate umpires on the field. Give me a shot of the umpires over there on the right, Tim. We're getting ready to go here. Should be ready for the grounds. The discussion on the ground rules at home plate. I think everybody's warmed up. All the teams are in their dugouts. We're just waiting on those guys to kick it off. Well, the coaches are meeting at home plate and exchanging pleasantries. I think pretty straightforward ground rule situation here. We do have an interesting design where these on the third baseline in left field, it gets tight in foul territory. Looks like they didn't design the batting shack into the field layout initially, and they said, okay, well, we got to have a place to warm up and take BP. So they said, well, let's put it in foul ground, and they did. So there's very limited foul territory down the left field line. Unless I'm seeing this differently, it looks maybe it looks different down the first base line, but who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see how things line out. But We're here and we're ready to get started. And I assume that momentarily we'll be doing that. Go ahead and play a word from one of our sponsors today.
Do you and your family enjoy the outdoors but are in a constant battle with mosquitoes? It's time to stop smacking yourself in the face. Mosquito Joe can treat your yard so you can play ball, cook out, and enjoy time with family and friends. No more itching and scratching for your guests or pets. We take the itch out of outside.
You can find details and more at mosquitojoe.com/DFW. That's mosquitojoe.com/DFW.
A business impact partner.
Making outside fun again.
Number 8 playing third base, Baja, and number 18 playing first, Jumbo. And now the starting lineup for your Hebron Hawks. Batting first, DH, number 2, Nate Nate. Batting second, playing center field, number 2, number 21, Aiden Bill. Batting third, playing third base, number 20, Reed Mitchell. Batting fourth, number 1. Playing first, number 23, Aiden Hill. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, number 15, Dylan Massey. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 13, Chris Officer. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 8, Max Balick. Batting eighth, pitching, number 14, Matt Levine. Batting ninth, gentlemen, please remove your play ball there.
All right, so we're going to be here for live baseball from Hebron High School. Number 14's been on fire this year for the Mustangs. Been a spark at the top of the line. I call a lot of strikeouts coming from him this year, which is good for the leadoff man. Here from Hebron High School. Takes a hack on the first pitch. Swings right through it. Looked like it was a good pitch and a good swing. Just missed outside with a fat up. It was called a strike, I guess. Board says 2 strikes. I didn't see the umpire's hand come up. So we're pretty far out here today, folks. We're going to be at the liberty of the board because we got our scoreboard integration working. And looks like 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Brent. Lee's a pretty heady baseball player. He's got a good baseball IQ. Ball's in the dirt, so it's 3-2. That was a strike, actually, on the previous pitch that I didn't know. So it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here in the top of the first, I'm sure they're going to try to challenge him. Brent puts it in play. Oh, it's off the shortstop's glove into short left field. It's going to be. Now we got number 19, Brady Lane, stepping in for the Mustangs. Lane's another guy that's stayed pretty hot here lately. First pitch is a ball. They got Brent picked. He's going to be out at second base. It's broke a little too soon, and the Hawks sensed that something might be up, and pickoff play. Pitcher just stepped off the back. So Brady Lane, 1 ball, no strikes, steps in the box. Bases are empty. Lane swings through a fastball. Make it 1 ball, 1 strike. Brady's playing right field today for the Mustangs. Lane, base hit down the left field line. He's going to be on his way to second here. He's going to be cut and a throw to second base, and he's in there sliding with a double for the Mustangs here in the top of the first inning. Mustangs runner on first base. Number 9 comes up. Third baseman playing deep. Might be a spot for him to lay down a bunt here. They step off and check Lane at second base. Dropped his hands like he was going to bunt, and the third baseman didn't move. Still playing deep. Looks like one ball on Connor. Well, that was called a strike. Three-one. Connor might get a pitch to hit here. If he gets something he can put the barrel on, he can drive it a long way. Playing kind of shallow in right field. Umpire calls that a strike on the outer edge. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the Mustangs center fielder, number 9, Connor Bell. Blew it by him on the outside corner. Connor's down on a swinging strike. And now we got the number 4 hitter, Ryan Williams, number 34. Rhino having a great year at the plate. Very, very, very strong hitter. Fouls it back over to the right into the net. No balls, 1 strike on Ryan Williams catching today. Ball's up. And the 1-1 pitch is down. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Ryan Williams. Third baseman still playing kind of deep against the Mustangs. They ought to figure out how to take advantage of that in this game. That ball got away from the pitcher. 3-1 on the count. Ryan's got to be careful here, though, on 3-1. Threw 2 straight hard fastballs on the outer side, on the outer half to Connor. And there's one to Ryan. A 3-2 count. Mustangs need to put the bat on the ball here. Brady Lane at second base. Ryan gets one. It's down the line. Third baseman fields it. Throws it to first, and he's safe at first. Williams legs it out. Base hit. Infield hit. So now the Mustangs have Ryan Williams on first and Brady Lane on third with 2 outs here in the inning. Runner on first, runner on third, Williams on first, Lane on third. And there's a rip by Sammy Kelly. That ball's in the gap. It's to score 1 run. Has a chance to score 2. They're going to hold Ryan at third base. Great job by Sammy Kelly. Yeah, that was number 16 over there that got that rip. This is today's pitcher batting now. Leighton Towery. Let's see if he can help himself out here. Didn't mean to go. Went around on that inside pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Ryan Williams at third base. Sammy Kelly at first. Kelly with a big 2-out clutch hit to drive in Brady Lane from second base. Mustangs have 2 outs. Leadoff hitter Brent Lee hit a ball that very hard, but right at the shortstop, who misplayed it. The ball goes into left field. Sammy Kelly back on the pickoff. Sammy has the best leadoff of anybody on the team, I think, after following these guys. Next, here's Brady Lane. He ripped a double down the line. Connor Bell came up and worked it to 3-1. Then the pitcher came back, 2 straight strikes, set Connor down. The number 4 hitter, Ryan Williams, got an infield hit to the third baseman that put runners on first and third. And then Sammy Kelly came up. I guess Lane scored from third. Sammy Kelly came up and had a clutch single, and there's a stolen base for Sammy. I guess they might put it in the book as defensive indifference, but why would you not do something in a 1-0 ball game? I don't know. Seems unusual. Nonetheless, the pitchers worked it to a 3-ball, 2-strike count. And walked him. Towery is on first base. So the Mustangs have the bases loaded here. Yeah, I think this is Tyga. Found on the ball, he sends it over to right field. It's going to be caught by the right fielder. Mustangs bring 7 runners to the plate. Push 1 across, leave 3 stranded bat. This is Tradio live from Hebron High School.
Do you and your family enjoy the outdoors? Cook out and enjoy time with family and friends. No more itching and scratching for your guests or pets. We take the itch out of outside.
You can find details and more at Mosquito.
That means it's time for live baseball. So Hebron looks to answer the 1-run first inning for the Mustangs. Leighton Towery on the mound. Big right-hander. When he's on, he's got a big body and he uses all of it to get velocity on his fastball. Got a sharp breaking pitch. Just a matter of him. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter. 1 out down in the inning now. There's a ball that's hit. There may be a play by Ryan Williams or by the first baseman Kubo. Looks like it drops. What a pitch. Could have gone either way right there. Umpire didn't like what it was, but looked like a reasonable pitch. There's a ball that's hit deep into the outfield. Bell calls it and gets to it. Number 9 comes under it and makes the play.
Number 20, Reed Mitchell.
So good play that time by the Mustangs. Towery sees his 3rd batter of the inning with 2 outs. Two balls, no strikes now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Right at the knees. That looks like a strike from here, but I'm a long way away. I have to see it. Yep, they called it a strike on the board. Nice cut that time. Swung right through it, though. Towery got it by him. 2-2's a count. Out in left field is Taiga Takahashi. 3rd baseman is number 8, Bajaj. Number 14, Brent Lee, because I have a feeling the guy's going to hit it to this side if he does. And there's a ball he got underneath. Kubo camps out under it on the first base line, and the Mustangs pick up the 3rd out. So 3 batters, 3 outs. At the end of 1, your score, Mustangs 1, Hebron Hawks 0. Mustangs coming to bat here. Well, the ball's been thrown down to second base, and you know what time that is. That's time for live baseball again. Luke Bajaj, number 8, playing third base for the Mustangs today, steps in. On Wednesday of this week, Luke threw a perfect game out at Northwest. Faced 21 batters. I think he threw 76 pitches with 57 strikes. He struck out 13. Had some very good defense on the infield, but I got to tell you guys, doesn't matter what age group you're in, a perfect game is a perfect game. Nobody reached first base, and it was a very, very impressive outing. There's Bajaj drills one into center field. The center fielder lopes to get to it, and Bajaj elects to stay at first base. The Mustangs have something cooking here in the top of the second. In the first inning, the Mustangs sent 7 guys to the plate, left 3 stranded, scored 1. And this is Kubo, number 18. He looks at strike 1. Coach Mooney's down at third base. JoJo steps out to give him a look. Moderate lead at first base by Luke. And there's a swing. Looked like JoJo fouled it off of his ankle, but I don't see him grabbing it. He's going to jump back in the box. No balls and 2 strikes on him. On deck, the leadoff hitter, number 14, Brent Lee. Kubo hits a ball. Looks like it's in the air to the right side, and it's going to be in the Mustang dugout, so he's still got life. Kubo swings and fouls it off again. JoJo's done a good job this year getting the bat on the ball. Hope I don't jinx him with that comment, but I'll tell you, he's driving the ball. Had a huge hit against Colleyville Heritage last week. Absolutely obliterated the ball to the left center gap. JoJo's playing first base today for the Mustangs. Here's the 1-2 pitch by the pitcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The runner at first base is Bajaj after a rip. Whistles over. Tosses a perfect strike to the pitcher on the mound. Will Reese not working. There's a rip by Kubo. And it is a ball about a third of the way. He heads back to first. 1 down in the inning, and the Mustangs flip the order. Top the order up. Brent Lee. Lee, 1-1 pitch coming. It's high. Watches it. Good discipline. 2 balls, 1 strike on Brent Lee. Hit a hard one last time, right off the glove of the shortstop. Got another one to drive. This time it's going to be in the air to the center fielder. Bajaj gets back to first, and there's 2 outs in the innings. 2 outs in the inning, excuse me. Brady Lane steps in. And the last time up, Lane ripped one down the third base line for a double. Coach Mooney flashes some signs over there for Luke Bajaj. Might not be a bad time to start the runner. See if we can get a little action on the defense here. The pitch is downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes on Brady Lane. There's another base hit for Brady Lane under the glove of the third baseman. Lane 2 for 2 today. Stands on first with a single. Bajaj is on second. Center fielder number 9, Connor Bell, coming to bat. They started him off with a fastball last time. Let's see if Connor's ready for one right here. Ball's up. 1 ball, no strikes to Connor. Last week, Connor got a low fastball, destroyed it over the right field fence at Grapevine. And there's a pass ball. Both runners are going to move up. Pajaj moves up to third. Brady Lane moves up to second. Table is set now for Connor Bell. 2 balls, no strikes. Should be digging in looking for a fastball. That's what I'm throwing him if I'm on the hill. Dangerous hitter, though, if he knows what's coming. Connor rips the ball, and single for Connor Bell to extend the lead for the Mustangs. Bell got a 2-0 low strike, torched it into right field for a single, and he is on first base with 2 outs and a threat to steal. Ryan Williams had a clutch hit in the first inning to drive in the to keep the Mustang rally alive. First pitch is down. I think Bell may have missed a signal. Ryan hits another one. Ball is caught in right field. Mustangs scratch again after 1.5 on a Connor Bell 2-run. Looks like they're having relay races over there on the track meet on the big athletic field here at Hebron.
Starting off this inning for Hebron, number 23, Hayden Hill.
Wow, that's a nice pitch right there by Towery. Not much you can do as a batter. You sit in there and you're dug in looking for that first pitch fastball, and he paints the black with a curveball. Comes back with a fastball to jump ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Towery, Mustangs played Hebron. Wow, strike 3. Great pitch by Towery. I don't think the guy expected on 0-2 to see that fastball on the outside corner. Towery just drilled it.
Now batting number 15, Dylan Massey.
Base hit up the middle. There's a runner on first. That ball bounces up there. They're going to have a play at second on this guy. And the Hawks have a runner on second base with 1 out and a 1-0 count. Looks like time. But one ball day, there's a swing and a ball hit over there to Kubo at right, outside in first base foul territory. He makes the play for the second out of the inning. He tracks it down and makes the last out of the inning. Connor Bell picks it up, and the Mustangs are finished with 2 complete and hold it for the Mustangs. Check 1, 2.
Batting number 31, Howard. Batting 23, Takahashi.
Tygo drills one over to right field. Mustangs are in business here with 2 outs. He got the barrel of the bat on the ball and put it in the gap between the 2 outfielders. And as soon as neither one of them committed hard to it, he just decided he was going to challenge him, and he did. Made it to second base. So Tyga's on second, batting now number 8 for the Mustangs freshman, Luke Bajaj. Pitch just missed, low and away. 1-1 strike. Coming at you live from Hebron High School in Carrollton, Texas, where the Hebron Hawks are hosting the Mustangs from Grapevine. This is 9th grade. That's a rip right there. Well, I tell you what, we got a bad angle here. I guess it wasn't ripped as hard as I thought, but Bajaj got the bat on the ball and put it in play, and that's what you got to do. You got to put pressure on the defense, make them make plays. Folks, we're finished with 2.5. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score, Grapevine Mustangs 3, Hebron Hawks 0. So they're jamming on some good 80s tunes here. All part of the day. Bon Jovi right now, Living on a Prayer. All right, they've thrown the ball down to second base and thrown it around the infield. And you know what time that is. It's time for more live baseball here. Mustangs had some guys down in the bullpen. They get back into the dugout. And Towery winds and throws, and the first pitch is a strike called on the Hebron hitter. I don't know that Hebron's batted around yet. I think this is probably the 8th or 9th batter here for the Hawks. The 0-1 pitch stays high. Umpires have been very consistent around the metro area this year. The high strikes are not being given. You're seeing a lot more low strikes. Great pitch. 1-1 breaking ball, and the batter had no idea what was coming. Buckled his knees. Now every pitch is on the table for Big 31, Leighton Towery. He brings a fastball. The batter was ready for it and fouls it off to the back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We have to deal with a little bit of overhead noise. Airplane approach. Towery with another strikeout. The batter swings right through it. Williams rifles it down to Bajaj, who slings it over to number 14, Brent Lee. Tosses it to Sammy Kelly, who fires it right back to Bajaj. And they get it to Towery so they can do it again. Ball stayed up. This is at the varsity level, sub-varsity. This is all over high school baseball, I think. You know, the associations seem to be pushing for the lower end of the strike zone. That's what I've seen. If there's any shift, it's that the top end of the strike zone has kind of moved down a bit over the last 3 years. And we're back from the pandemic shutdown season last year, so maybe part of this is just saying, hey, we got to give pitchers a little extra help. There's a ground ball to Towery. Picks it up, fires it over to Kubo at first. They get an out. Kubo fires it to Brent Lee, who throws it over to Sammy, to Bajaj, back to Towery so they can do it again. And we're sitting with 2 outs now. But I guess that would kind of make sense. I mean, the pitchers probably got the brunt of it with very limited work last spring based on the COVID shutdown. That first pitch bounces over the head of Rhino behind the plate. Towery threw about a 54-foot breaking pitch. Ball at the knees. Produces a foul ball. It counts now 1 ball, 1 strike on the Hebron Hawks batter. Times. Ground ball to second baseman Kelly, tosses it over to Kubo, who underhands the ball back to the mound because the inning is over. Mustangs 3, Hebron Hawks 0.
Do you and your family enjoy the outdoors but are in a constant and enjoy time with family and friends? No more itching and scratching for your guests or pets. We take the itch out of outside.
You can find details and more at mosquitojoe.com/DFW. That's mosquitojoe.com/DFW.
A business impact partner.
Looks like it's going to be Kubo. All right, we're ready to go now. This is JoJo Kubo stepping in for the Mustangs. Number 18, playing first base for the Grapevine team today. Takes a strike on the first pitch. And our generator starts up out here in the outfield. Hopefully that doesn't get to you. Ground ball third baseman, and they're going to say he fielded it in foul territory. Kubo had that one beaten. Fighting some connection issues today. Sorry for some of the buffering that's going on. Next game we're going to have to drop down to 30 frames per second. Some of these carriers don't seem to be enjoying the 60 frames per second that we want to send to bring you the very best quality. Kubo looks at a slow curveball right there in the strike zone. And goes down on strikes. Now, Brent Lee, number 14, batting for the Mustangs. Lee takes a strike. Squares one up, and it's going to be by the second baseman for a base hit. Lee's on first with 1 out. Mustangs are in business again. Looks like they got tickets to the carousel because every inning somebody's showing up on base. Brady Lane, 2 for 2 today. On fire. 19 steps in. Ball's up. Got 1 out in the inning. 1 ball, no strikes on Brady Lane. Runner at first base is Brent Lee. Mustangs trying to avenge one of their losses early in the year. Absolutely owned by Hebron that day. 12-3 victory for the Hawks over at Trinity High School. Lane, let's set it outside. 3 balls, no strikes now on the Mustang right fielder, who has been very, very hot. Another hot hitter on deck, Connor Bell. Lane takes low. Bell steps in, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Coach Mooney flashes signals. Third baseman still playing behind the line and off the bag at third base. Bell steps in. Lays down a bunt down the third baseline. Nobody's going to throw him out. It'll be a base hit for Bell. Perfect time to do it. The third baseman playing very deep. Pitcher couldn't get off and get to that ball in time. Unbelievable bunt that time. Connor Bell. Infield bunt single to advance the runners. Bases loaded now for Rhino, one of the hottest hitters on the team, number 34. One out. This is a chance for the Mustangs to put some distance in this game. Ball in the dirt. Mustangs have pretty good speed on the bases right here. Leadoff hitter Brent Lee at third. 2-hole hitter Brady Lane at second. Connor Bell at first base. And there's a rip. Gonna have to hustle. Yeah, forced play at second base. Somebody from the dugout was saying, hey, get on the bag. I think they believe the safe call could be on Connor, but that ball beat him to second base for sure. But Mustangs pick up a run to extend the lead to 4. This brings up Sammy Kelly with an opportunity for a clutch RBI hit. The runner on third base is Brady Lane. Your runner on first base is Ryan Williams. Great job by Ryan Williams that time. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Sammy Kelly. Kelly swings through one. 2-2's the count. Sammy hits a hard line drive right at the first baseman. Got good wood on it. First baseman was ready for it, though. Mustangs 4. Hebron Hawks coming to bat. Looks like Aiden Bells coming to hit for Hebron. Start the inning. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Don't know if they agreed to play 2 6-inning games or if we're playing 7 innings here. We had a JV Red game ahead of this one that actually the Mustangs JV Red team was able to pick up a victory. Pitch just missed outside. If it did, 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter. Towery tried to drop in that break pitch. Batter had some discipline that time. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's a rip. That one might be out of the park. It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a home run.
It's a nice rip. No doubt about it. Guy got every bit of that pitch and hit it out here into the concrete water holding tank area out beyond the left field fence. That ball went about 335. I think the lines are like 318, 320 here. It was a well-struck baseball. Nothing cheap about it. Got it right down the line.
Down to bat number 20, Reed Mitchell.
I think the PA guy said Reed Mitchell. One ball. So it's a little delay. We're far enough away from home plate where we have to kind of wait to hear the call, but that definitely was the sound of a strike that made it out here, and that's another one. Like I said, the umpires this year are giving the low strike. Front knee strike for sure. Just under the knees on the front sometimes, but that elevated strike above the belt been pushed down this year. And I think they're giving an edge to the pitching because of some of the restrictions for this is all conjecture. I don't think they sit around in any of these meetings and say, hey, strike zone needs to be this. Oh my gosh, there's another rip. Not played with a good angle by the center fielder. I think Bell probably could have had a chance at that if he had taken a different angle.
Down to bat number 23, Hayden Hill.
Hebron bats coming alive now after being down 4 runs. They've strung some things together. And we're in the bottom of the 4th, and the umpires are finally making Leighton take off a necklace. Jewelry is not allowed in UIL baseball, but I can't believe they waited until the 4th inning. Seems like they should have gotten everybody at the beginning. But you know, that's one man's opinion. I'm not real sure if it's the right one. But there's a very good reason to not have jewelry on your person when you're on the baseball field. You don't know where those chains are going to end up and who's going to get hurt. If somebody's hand's going to get wrapped up, hurt a neck, who knows. So I'm all for it, but I just think they got to pay more closer attention and enforce it with equivalence across both squads early. It's a good pitch. Looked like it was a strike from here. Must be a bit too low. The umpire did not give it to him that time. Hebron has a runner on second base. That pitch got away from Layton. 2 balls, no strikes. Mustangs holding on to a 4-1 lead. There is action in the Mustang bullpen. Pajaj thought he tagged him and got him. From here, and bear in mind, we're 160 feet away. It looked like he got him too. The umpire had a bad angle to make that call. He should have been getting to the inside position on that throw down so he could see the bag and the tag. I believe we got a strike 3 or strike 2 right there. Two balls, 2 strikes, 4-1 ball game. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Hebron has a runner on third base, and that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 15, Dylan Massey.
Throw over, not sure Pajaj was thinking that would happen. Tower didn't like the lead at third base. It sounded like that was a strike. Keep hearing gunshots going off, just figured it out. They got that track meet over on the other field, and those is the starter's gun. 2 strikes now on the batter for the Hawks. In this inning, the Hawks launched one over the left field fence. Don't know the batter's name, but he hit it about 335. Next guy up strokes one into right center deep. Really hit that one about 350, 360. And now Layton's settled down. 1-2 count with 1 out. Runner on third base. Probably going to get a curveball here. Mic check. Mic check. Ball stayed up. I believe that was Dason Hill, the lefty save specialist for the Grapevine Mustangs that was throwing down in the Mustang bullpen. And Rhino holds on to the pitch. Foul tip into his glove, and it'll be the second out of the inning. 4-1 your score. Hawks have a runner on third. Layton throws one. Ryan gets a glove on it. Pops out, not too far away. Williams hops over there and fields it and makes play. So 1 ball's the count. Complete the inning, pick up the third out of the inning, and roll on into the top of the 5th. Your score, Grapevine 4, Hebron Hawks 1. Okay, the ball's been thrown down to second base. They've tossed it around the infield, gotten it back to the pitcher. And you know what time it is. It's time for live baseball again. Layton takes first pitch strike. Hits one over to the left side. Deeper than everybody thought. It's going to be over the center fielder's head. Layton's going to be in with a stand-up double to start off the Mustangs' top of the fifth. Layton kept his hands inside, went with the pitch, let the bat do the work, and just drove it out there over the head of the center fielder for the Hawks. Peyton Tatum, number 26, goes in to run for Towery. Courtesy runner since Towery's on the hill today. Takahashi fouls out to the third baseman. Next up's Kubo. Pajaj, number 8. Pajaj drills one to the center fielder, who makes a catch, and Tatum alertly tags up at second base. Now we have Kubo at the plate. Kubo swings and hits one off to the right. That ball might drop in for fair, and it is a fair ball. Kubo picks up an RBI, drops one over the first baseman's head. That'll be one of those that, for every one of those that you drop over like that, you're going to have one that you put the bat on and square up, and somebody makes a great play. So that's a base hit. In the book, looks like a line drive by JoJo Kubo with an RBI to boot. Brent Lee in. He swings and misses through strike one. Mustangs aren't beating around the bush, and that's a foul out by Lee to wrap up the inning. But the Mustangs add to their lead. They replace the run they gave up in the bottom of the fourth with another Mustang run in the top of the fifth. Your score as we head to the bottom half: Mustangs 5, Hebron Hawks with 3 chances left to bat. Hebron Hawks 1. Okay, the ball's been thrown down to second base and tossed around the infield back to Layton Towery. So you know what time it is. It's time for more live baseball here from Hebron High School, where the Hawks are hosting the Grapevine Mustangs. This is 9th grade freshman baseball on Tradio. We're using our scoreboard integration tonight and this afternoon. And the scoreboard here at Hebron does not support the position of the runners. There's a fly ball. And Brady Lane tracks it down and makes the play. And as you can see, we're pretty far out here. So Lane catches the fly ball to right field. And Towery picks up a quick out. Throws another one. With a little different outcome, the Hebron batter ropes it into right field for a base hit. And I'll go back to what I was saying. We don't have indicators of where the runners are because our scoreboard integration is talking to the Daktronics scoreboard controller, and at this particular high school, they're not taking advantage of the location of the runners on the Daktronics scoreboard that they have. And they're not using the at-bat function either. So those are two things from our scoreboard that you're not going to see today, which I apologize for. But it allows us to focus on bringing you the play-by-play. First pitch is a strike by Towery. Bringing you those gorgeous shots. And there's a ball down that gets shot to him, but I think if you ask Rhino, he would say he should have kept that in front of him. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Fly ball to Sammy Kelly at second base. Camps out under and makes the play. Layton Towery on the hill for the Mustangs. That's number 14 in your picture. Brent Lee playing shortstop for the Mustangs. Coach Mooney. Luke Bajaj is at third base today. Ryan Williams behind the dish. Sammy at second. JoJo at first. Brady Lane is in right. And Connor Bell is in center field. 5 complete. Mustangs hold on to a 4-run lead. Grapevine 5. Hebron Hawks 1. Ball's been thrown around the infield after a throw down to second base. We're back to live baseball. Now batting for Grapevine, number 19, Brady Lane. Lane is 2 for 2 on the day. And he squares up another one and drives out to the right. This time it's going to be caught. Ends his perfect day bid, but I'll tell you what. He's had some clutch plays. Brings up Connor Bell, who also has 2 hits on the day. 2 for 3 with a 2-run single and a bunt single with 2 guys on in the last inning. Bell steps in, the center fielder for the Mustangs. Watch his elevated pitch. I believe that's going to be a ball. 2 balls on Bell. This is the pitch that he striped into right field with 2 runners in scoring position earlier. That ball. And Bell hits one hard down the first baseline, foul. Full count. Every pitch is open though for this pitcher. I'm standing in there, I'm not counting out break a pitch. Bell hustles to first base with a walk. With 1 out in the inning. Lightning in a bottle on first base. Ryan Williams, 34, the cleanup hitter, batting. Connor with a reasonable lead at first. He dives back, safe. Pretty good move by the pitcher that time. Coach Mooney ran through some signals, and they were watching. There goes Connor to second base, and he gets down, and he's in. Stolen base for Bell. 2-0. Bell's on second. Ryan Williams, the batter. 1 away in the inning. Bell with a conservative lead at second. Rhino takes high. It'll be 3 balls and no strikes for the Mustangs catcher. Ryan walks. Sammy Kelly steps in for the Mustangs, number 16. Huge hit 3 weeks ago in this season. Kelly launched a grand slam home run at the Highland Park Freshman Invitational to put the Mustangs up. Looks like the umpire gave a high pitch to the pitcher. That was a little elevated. Of course, we're a long way away, I guess. Bell fakes tag on the fly ball by Kelly to the left fielder. Still conservative lead at second base. Ball's in the dirt. This is Towery at the plate now, number 31, with a chance to help himself. That was a very good pitch. Got to hand it to that pitcher. Just had that curveball drop right in there. Small lead at second. You don't see that often. The catcher dropped the third strike. Didn't realize that there were 2 outs in the inning, so he didn't do anything with it. He got kind of confused. The runners move up, threw it back to the pitcher, and the pitcher did know what was going on. He threw it over to first base. It was a bad throw. Probably go down as an error on the pitcher for that one. Bases are loaded now, though, for the Mustangs. It's Taiga Takahashi batting, number 23. No trouble. So the Hawks face down the adversity and head to the dugout. Still looking to cut into the Mustangs' 4-run lead. We go. Yeah, hang on.
If we're going 6, it'll be okay. If we're going 7, it might be tight.
All right, folks, we're switching out our battery here on our camera. So we have live baseball. Don't go anywhere. Should be a straightforward change out. And I'm looking at it right now. We're almost live again. You ready, Tim? All right, we're live again.
It changes the frame rate a little bit. I'm not sure if it does that or not. If it does, then that's it.
We're back to live baseball from Hebron High School. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Not too bad, actually. It's in the shade.
1 ball, 2 strikes now on the Hebron hitter. New pitcher for the Mustangs, save specialist Dason Dasani Hill. What a pitch. Of course, great job of hitting. Got to pass out the credit where it's due. That batter kept his hands back on that breaking pitch and just took it to right field. So no outs. Dason Hill, the pitcher. Oh, he throws to first. That's a good move at first base. The Hebron Hawk is back on his stomach safely. Tim, how much are you sending me?
Pardon? A what?
Little degradation in our signal, folks. Our internet connection. We got 2 strikes on the batter. Well, that's a tough one to let go by if you're standing in the box. with 2 strikes. I think Dayson actually fooled the hitter on that one. Hard break runner at first base has measured his lead appropriately after the throw over at the first pitch. Unbelievable.
Now batting number 23, Aiden Hill.
Strikes. That's well, first time I've seen that called all year. I have to go back at the tape and take a look at it, see exactly what happened. Don't know what happened. But Dayson. Dayson's got 2 strikes on this batter. And we're ready to go here. Strike 3.
Now batting number 15, Dylan Massey.
Number 15, Dylan Massey batting now for Hebron. There's a ground ball to the right side. Batter, the runner from second, was leaving on the pitch. Dayson went a couple pitches without checking him, and he measured it and took off. Be interesting if the dugout calls for a pickoff play at second base here after that. 1 strike on the batter. This be the time to do a timing play. Wow. Wow. Dude's got game. That's 2 strikes. Yeah, we're really taking a nosedive on the AT&T network today. He's be out by a mile. Out at third base. Trying to steal third. Down 5-1. Probably not a smart move. The coach has got his hands on his hips. Guy must have a green light to go. But he was out by a lot. There's a great throw by Ryan Williams. You don't run on Ryan. You don't run on Sammy. We've got a couple of really stud. And then Leighton. Got some really dynamic catchers that can handle it behind the dish.
Down the mound, pitching for Hebron, number 17, Austin Smith.
Well, folks, we're probably going to retire the 60 frame per second baseball broadcast unless we can get some better internet connectivity. Right now, we got 2 different options. Neither one of them worked out well for me at the last 2 venues. Top of 7th, Mustangs with a 4-run lead. Leading off is the third baseman, Bajaj. And he hits the ball hard down the left field line. And it's going to be foul into the batting cage area. Nice looking natural grass park here up at Hebron. Relatively new, I guess, within the next 10 years, last 10 years, I would say. These batting shacks, hack shacks, for the visitors and for the home team, really are nice on the first base line and third base line. And this athletic facility, the track, football field, the baseball and softball field, really looks fantastic. These guys are hosting a track meet. That gun you hear being fired at the ever so often is it's coming from the track meet. Two balls, two strikes on the third baseman for the Mustangs today. Number 8, Luke Bajaj. And he gets the bat on one, knocks it right into the ground. It stays foul, fortunately, because the catcher was bouncing out, would have picked it up and thrown him out. Stays alive here with a 2-2 count. And we got some nice airplane traffic over us. That's going to be strike 3. Change up, center cut. Really a great pitch by the pitcher. Not much you could do about it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thinking curveball or fastball, you see a change up, it just blows your mind. Kubo steps in and watches ball 1 low. JoJo's moved around, played several positions for the Mustangs this year. First base, left and right field. I think he's also played some third base. He's been pitched for the Mustangs several times. His bat has really been hot for the Mustangs, actually. JoJo swings at that one in the dirt. He's going to make it to first base. Peyton Tatum's going to bat for Brent Lee. Tatum is something crazy, like 7 for his last 11. Seeing the ball very well, getting the barrel of the bat on the ball. And he hits one hard. That time it's going to get, not going to get through, but he moves the runner to second base. So he did a job. And this is Drew Finnegan batting now for the Mustangs, number 11. Finnegan squares one up. That ball's going to be down, I think. It is. Drops for a base hit in center field, and Kubo crosses the 6th run for the Mustangs. Finnegan picks up an RBI single in a pinch hit roll here out at Hebron High School. Looks like Luke Schreier now batting for Connor Bell in the lineup. Schreier's got a sweet swing. Keeps his hands lined up very well. Finnegan advances to second on the pass ball. Schreier's got a chance to pick up an RBI single here in a pitch hit situation. There's a walk for Schreier. Looks like we might have either Cole Bertzloff or Noah Madden back. So this is Cole Birdsloff batting for the Mustangs. He takes strike one. 2 outs. Birdsloff looking to. Finnegan dances around at second base, occupies part of the mind share of the pitcher, who forgets that his job is to throw it to the plate, and he throws one about 55 feet, gets away from the catcher, and Finnegan ends up at third base. That was a nice bit of jockeying by Drew on second. I think the coach, your job, just throw strikes, make them hit it. You got a defense behind you. And I think that's probably all he said. Turned and walked off. Shake it off. We got a 1-1 strike on Birdsloff. He takes a rip. It's 1-2 strikes now. Mustangs go to the bottom of the 7th, looking to secure their 13th win. They got a 5-run lead here at Hebron. Grapevine 6, Hebron Hawks 1. Dason Hill, 27, on the mound. Starting pitcher Leighton Towery went 5 complete, pitcher of record. Left with a 6-1 lead. Dason in trying to close things out for the Mustangs. There's a hard ball hit to the right fielder. Comes up and fires a shot to Kubo at first. Clean base hit to right field. Hebron in business here with nobody out and runner on first. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. Way behind it that time. Way behind it. Dason way ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Wow, that looked like a very good 0-2 pitch. Very good 0-2 pitch. Batter did a good job keeping his hands back just to make contact on that enticing breaking pitch. Dason has changed his eye level now. I'd be surprised if he doesn't come back with a hard one on the outside corner. Yep. So 2 balls and 2 strikes for the Mustang pitcher. Dasani, number 27 on the hill. What an amazing pitch. Hope you can see it. Hope you could see it on the screen. You could actually see it wave at the guy when it went by. 1 out in the inning. Dayson's 2 outs away from avenging one of the losses from early in the year. Well, they had the runner picked. Ball gets by. Runner's going to make it all the way to third base. No blood, though. No problem. Just throw strikes here. Runner on third. 1 out. One count, 1 away in the inning. Dayson Hill, number 27, on the mound for the Mustang freshman. Swing and a miss. And if you are wondering, Grapevine varsity has defeated Hebron's varsity today, 7-4. Looks like Jack Rogers had a big double. Jace Christian drove in a run in the first inning. Wes Cunningham was the winning pitcher for the Grapevine varsity. He went 4 2/3, gave up 6 hits and 4 runs while striking out 3. Gabe Menchaca, Dalton Snyder relieved. Snyder recorded the last 3 outs to earn the save for the Mustangs varsity. For the Mustangs, Braden Stevenson, Patrick McCullough, Jack Rogers, Brock Smith, and Jace Christian each had a hit. And so that pushes the Mustangs varsity record to 14-6-1 after a win last night at Northwest. Freshmen looking to extend their winning. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Looks like we have 2 strikes now on the batter. Sorry for all the glitching on the broadcast. Looks like we've been having frame issues with the connection. Gonna have to dial it back to 30 frames. That is the last out of the game. Fittingly, a strikeout for number 27. Mustangs avenge their 12-3 loss by taking a victory 6-1 over Hebron out here at Hebron High School. I'd like to say thank you to our sponsor today, Lee Law Firm. Lee Law Firm, helping good people through bad times. And Mosquito Joe for Tradio. We will catch you next time.